Hey guys, so it's Talomic here with DNB Academy, and today I want to talk about a few ways that you can sort of upgrade your Serum presets, I guess. Make them more exciting, more interesting, and a few little kind of tips and tricks that I haven't seen around very much. So I've got the default Serum patch here, and we'll just go ahead and create a pluck, just like something simple, because it will be able to demonstrate a lot of the things that I want to go through. So let's just create some chords quickly. Just do it. Repeating like C major chord or something. Hope it doesn't get too irritating. In fact, let's do that. Cool. And then we'll put a filter on. Cool. So that's all fairly standard. As a quick little run through, let's add some. So saw wave by default, run into the filter. I've put it on a steeper low pass, and then we've taken a short envelope and put that on the cutoff here. And then we've got an envelope for our amplitude as well. I've also enabled key tracking. What that means is if we play a higher note, the filter opens up more. If we play a lower note, the filter closes more. Basically, it will react to the note that we're playing. None of that matters too much. Cool. So the first thing that I want to do is want to turn the BPM off on LFO1, turn it quite slow, and then I'm going to drag that over to the fine tuning. And so what we're essentially doing here is introducing analog drift, or an emulation of analog drift, into our sound. This is a fairly minor one, really slow LFO, just over onto the fine tuning, but it basically means that the pitch will drift ever so slightly. We like stuff, our ears like stuff that isn't perfect, and by doing something like this, we're barely changing the tuning at all over time, like it still sounds in tune. But it gives it a little bit of a kind of, I don't know, a little bit of something. If I turn that up as well, you can use that same trick to create vibrato. If I turn that way exaggerated. But yeah, so trick number one. Trick number two, if we go and I'm taking LFO2, making that nice and short, setting it to envelope, turn the BPM off again because this isn't something that's timed. And then I'm going to take this and put this on the coarse tuning here. And turn that down. So the coarse pitch is a much kind of broader range pitch than, say, the fine tuning. But it also isn't fixed like the octave. Like the octave will snap up and down if I map something to it. If we put it on coarse, it's a little bit smoother. And we can use that to kind of create this attack to our sound. We could also put that on the filter as well. It's a cool trick, like if you're designing drums and stuff as well, you can create a transient using this method. They're really exaggerated, and then we'll bring that down. And again on the pitch, if I turn that off, you can hear what it's doing there. Works well for leads as well, if you want like an attack to a kind of softer lead. So there you go, trick number 2. And trick number 3 Again, using LFO, I'll make this much slower. So we'll set that to 2 bars. And let's map. I'm trying to think of another way we can do this. In fact, let's replace envelope 2 with an LFO. So cool, nice and easy. And then we'll take LFO 4. And if I drag it over here, you'll see an X and a Y appear. And so we can modulate the X and Y positions of a point on an LFO. What that means is if I drag that here, this LFO is now moving relative to this one here. And you'll notice as well, now I've used LFO 4, we have LFO 5 appear. I believe it goes up to 8. So it'll keep adding for a while. If we then make that slower, we go into the matrix, we can adjust that. And you can kind of like change change your LFOs basically. If I also map that to there, we could also do it the other way around. So if I move that, and smooth both of those out. Yeah, I won't mess around too much. It's a really cool trick with like basses and stuff. If you want variation in a bass sound that has an LFO on it, you can maybe map a slower LFO to a particular point and it will kind of change over time. But this is like a really obvious audible way for you to see what that's doing. And as I said, you can map the X position, which we did. You can also map the Y position. So yeah, worth messing around with. Hope those tips were helpful. Any questions, let us know, and I will see you in the next one.